Alright guys, now we're looking at Resogun. 8th is playing. This game is pretty freaking phenomenal. This is actually one of my favorite games of all the launch titles, despite it being a digital download. And it's not like it's really anything super new. Anyone that looks at this footage who's been playing as long as I have is going to know that this is basically a modernization of Defender. You know, you scroll left and right, you pick up humans and rescue them. It's the same general concept, only you know, you're going around in circles instead of just strictly going left and right like you were with Defender. Alright guys, now I'm playing just because I want to show you something. As you can see, it's a fun game, and I'm absolutely in love with it, but one of the things that I wanted to show you guys was the functionality of the PS4. All you have to do is hit your home button, you come out of the game, you can go to other stuff, you can look at your friends, which there they are. You can go to your trophies and see what you've got missing left for the game that you're playing. So you know, you can pull up Resogun and take a look at what you do have, what you don't have, so you'll know what to go for. And then all you have to do is hit your home button, go back into Resogun, resume game, boom. Of course, with this kind of game, you don't really want to do that because you get your ass blown up, like I just did. And I wasn't paying attention to what I was doing, so I got blown up again.
It's convenient how you said boom right when you entered the game and then you blew up.
Yeah, that was perfect timing there, Abe. That's very true. So it does work instantaneously, as you saw, but there is a downside, being that if you're going to drop out of a game, you damn well better make sure that you're in a position where you'll be safe to do so, because when you come back to it, you could be in for a world of hurt if you backed out at the wrong spot. Oh shit. Yeah, how'd you like that, bitches?
That was overdrive.
That was the overdrive command.
Phase complete.
Phase complete. Of course, I got no lives left, but I got screwed up. Multiplier up. Bomb! But I get a little bit farther with it every time, so some of it's just a matter of memorization. So, I'm going to show you this. If you want to get out of the game, just hold the button down, close the application. And as you can see, the whole time I was doing this, I also had Netflix running. So you can swap to different applications and run them. Playroom, you guys have all seen videos of what that does. Flower. Okay, Flower, it's the same game that you played on the PS3, although the graphics have been improved somewhat. The draw distance is a lot farther, so there's no fuzziness in the background. Everything looks crisper. Aside from that, and the fact that the motion controls seem to have been tightened up a little bit, it's the same game. Although, if you did have it for the PS3 and then you get it for the PS4, it's a totally different trophy set, so you can actually double up on the trophies. DC Universe Online, it looks a little bit sharper, but other than that, it doesn't look any different than the PS3 version does as far as I can tell. I already talked to you about NAC. I have not tried Warframe yet. Anyone that tells you that Killzone Shadowfall has no huge difference in visual quality over Killzone 3 is out of their mind. If you put the two of them side by side, it's pretty obvious. It's a pretty obvious leap in graphics. But it doesn't really feel like Killzone when I played it. I played the first level and then I played part of the space station level. The space station level felt like something out of Dead Space. The first level, it doesn't really, like I said, it doesn't feel like Killzone to me. You know what it feels like? It feels like Crysis, because it's open. You know, it's an open area, and there's a lot of stealth element to it. You're sneaking around you're encouraged to try to take as many guys out stealthily as you can, or by not being seen. The weird thing about it is that with the AI, it seemed like no matter how I would approach a given area, I'd be seen within 2 seconds of stepping in there. And so, you know, I could rappel down to one of those watch stands, you know, one of the security guard watch stands. I'd get seen within a couple of seconds. I'd come in, crouch through the bushes, I'd get seen within a couple of seconds. And the thing of it is that if you don't kill the 2 or 3 patrol guys as quickly as possible, one of them will run over to this computer terminal and activate an alarm, and then you've got an unending stream of respawning characters until you can get your little owl bot over to that alarm and deactivate it by hacking into it. And I've never been a big fan of the endlessly spawning bad guys in a first-person shooter, especially when it's one of those situations where you're killing guys and you're killing guys and you're killing guys, and you have to figure out the one thing that you can do to end the level, otherwise they just keep on coming. There's no way to kill everyone in the zone. And that happens on this level where I was up on a launch platform and I was waiting for the helicopter or whatever you want to call it to arrive, and guys just kept spawning. And so rather than run around on the top of the helipad where I was a sitting duck, I ducked down into the basement area underneath it, and I would stick my head out to draw their attention, because the minute you come out in the open, they detect where you are and they come running at you. And so I would wait for them to come at me, and then I'd run down the stairs and they'd bottleneck at the top of the stairs, and I'd just shoot them all. And I kept doing that over and over until the helicopter arrived. So I don't know all this great stuff about improved AI, because it seems like their idea of AI is that if you exist, every bad guy within 100 feet of you will turn to look at where you're at and charge to your location. So, you know, to me, it plays like Crysis. It feels like Crysis with all the extra abilities. It feels like Crysis with the stealth component to it. It feels like Crysis with the open areas that you're fighting in. It's no longer, at least the first 2 levels I've played, it's no longer the unending, you know, constant action barrage shoot 'em up that it was before. So I'm not, you know, I'm not saying that it's a bad game. It's fantastic in everything that it does. It's just not my, so far it's not my type of shooter, and it's not what I was expecting out of the next Killzone. So that shows you just about everything, I guess. Oh, live from PlayStation. It's an interesting concept, but it doesn't really work the way that Sony advertised it. And the reason being is that it appears that the videos that people are streaming, if you're going to watch it through PlayStation at least, you're limited by how fast their cameras work, or how fast their internet connection is, because I've noticed just a lot of stuttering and really, really piss poor video quality. Like if you look at this,
you can, but there's not in-game chat right now, so if I was in a party chat, I could be talking to them while talking to you.
If you look at this, I mean, look how boxy that is. And there it stutters. And it'll sit there, and then it'll start up again. But you can't even hardly see tell what's going on with that. I mean, look how bad that is.
I guess we'll find out eventually.
You know, that's worse than a TiVo on low quality. That's just utter shit.
Yeah, they've always been a little bit buggy, and sometimes the players like glitch out.
And even if you back up, I mean, you can tell a little bit better what you're looking at, but it doesn't look all that great, right? But I can go to other videos, and other videos will be in higher quality. So I'm thinking that it has to do with the speed of the streamer's video internet connection. As well, this one guy's not really doing much of anything. He's just kind of sitting there looking at his stats. But you can already see, while this one isn't all that great quality either, it's better quality than what we were looking at a minute ago. But there you go, it froze again. So the higher the quality of the video that you're looking at, the more likely it is to freeze while you're trying to play it. Like here's some idiots that are playing Playroom. Now here it is, taking forever to load up.
Look at you like what?
I see the quality on that is decent, but it's freezing.
You should follow you that way.
So it all just kind of depends on the
Yeah, there's no.
it all just depends on the quality of the internet connection, it seems. That, or it's simply the case of the fact that the PlayStation Network is not quite up to speed to where they can stream this stuff at the quality that they were advertising. Now let's see what this is. Build me some Legos. So I guess he's playing Marvel Superheroes, and he's advertising that he's giving away an Xbox 360 Halo 4 edition. And it's taking forever to load up. As you can see, now we've lost the audio. We've got decent looking video, it's skipping, and we've lost the audio. So I just wanted to let you guys see that here, this was something that Sony was really touting about the system, but it's not quite working the way it should yet. Now, I know one thing I will say is when they were advertising this so much as a big key feature of the PlayStation 4, they mainly advertised it as, you know, you can go, people can watch your streaming on Ustream or watch it on Twitch. So maybe the quality is better on it instead of watching it on the PS4 natively. I don't know. I haven't tested that out yet. I might do some streaming next weekend to test it out, and I'll let you guys know what day I'm going to stream and what game I'll be streaming and what have you. Now, I think that is going to about cover. Now, of course, you've got your Netflix and all this stuff down here. Everything moves really fast. So it moves a lot better. Contrast, I'll give you a little bit of a quick thing on contrast. Basically, contrast, it's a puzzle game where you can jump in and out of shadows to try to get around obstacles. That particular mechanic reminds me, I can't remember the name of it, but there's a game that was an exclusive on the Wii a few years back where you were a shadow and you had to manipulate the camera angle to create new pathways and whatnot. Some of the puzzles in this are very similar. It's not an exclusive. It's also available for 360. It doesn't really show off what the system can do when it has... when you're watching a cutscene, it's in 60 frames per second, and it's in-engine, but then the moment you go to live play, it drops to 30 frames per second. So, again, not exactly a game to show off your PS4. It's fun for what it is, but it ain't great. I'm glad I didn't pay for it. And, of course, you've already heard me talking about Knack. 8th beat Knack yesterday, and so now we're going through on a harder difficulty to pick up some more trophies and whatnot. And that's about it. If there's anything else that you guys want to see about the PlayStation 4, feel free to post in the comments. Let me know if there's something that I didn't show that you want to see. Just let me know. This is 7th.